Hey, what is up, YouTube? This is Murmur Master coming at you guys again from the Team Time Riders Yugi Tube channel. And I am back again with an update to my ultra casual Yugi Dark Magician deck. A little word about the playmat, guys. I decided to take it old school. So we've got Tragodia here from the Shonen Jump Championship playmat. One of my favorite old playmats and one of my favorite old cards, but I felt this was a perfect opportunity to bring this back for a deck I've been waiting to profile for you guys for a very, very long time. So guys, let's get right into things. So we're going to start out this deck right now. You can see it's a lot bigger than 40 cards, and I'll soon explain why for those uninitiated. First cards we got in here is any Dark Magician deck has to have 3 Dark Magician. I particularly like these arts, guys. I think they're the newest arts and the funnest arts. We got the movie art, and then like a couple of the tin arts and things like that. So I just definitely think those are the kind of coolest and best arts that we have for the card. Of course, we've got one Dark Magician Girl. That's all you really need in a deck like this is one Dark Magician Girl. And then next we have 3 copies of Apprentice Illusion Magician. Now, she's one of the best cards in your deck because she searches it and she gets to you to the pieces of Dark Magician that you need for all of your plays. She also is kind of like an honest in hand as well. So definitely useful to have in these kinds of situations. Next card we have is another self-explanatory choice. That is the 3 copies of Magician's Rod. Can't have too many of these guys. Just the amount of searching that it does for you is insane, and its ability to recycle is also quite nice. We've got 2 each, 1 each of Palladium Oracle, Mana and Mahad. Love the secret arts. I really didn't like the Ultra too much, but when the secret came out, kind of rushed to pick it up because I was just very, very impressed with the way that it looked. Now we've got 1 copy of Magician of Dark Illusion. Very good card. Kind of a techie option in here at 1 because you can special summon it when you activate like a trap card on your side of the field during your opponent's turn. So also a very good card. And now for the spice, guys. This is the reason why this deck is the way it is. And for those who have already seen things, they're well aware. We have this here. So the next card we have here is Dark Eradicator Warlock, Sorcerer of Dark Magic, Mirage Knight, and Dark Magician Knight. And you can summon each and every one of these in the deck. I tried to make the deck as consistent as possible because it's so fun to be able to get all of these cards out. These are a lot of Yugi's original monsters that he ran in the show. And so, being able to tribute for Dark Eradicator or Sorcerer of Dark Magic are good. Dark Eradicator can OTK if you've got enough spell cards, and Sorcerer of Dark Magic has helped me beat both Paleo and Altergeist decks several times. You also got Mirage Knight for those honest plays, and of course, the fabled Dark Magician Knight, who you guys know all too well. Finishing out the monsters, we've got a single copy of Keeper of Dragon Magic, which is a great card. You can bump this up to 2 or 3, depending on how you feel about it or whether or not you feel that too many of these cards are jockeying for your normal summon. I like it in here at 1 for now, but once I get some more of the cards that I'm looking for, it's definitely going to be coming up in the numbers. The final card in here is Dark Magician of Chaos for those extra special chaos plays. That's going to do it for our monsters, guys. Moving on to the spells. For our spell engine in here, we couldn't have a Dark Magician deck without 3 copies of Dark Magical Circle. It just does so much for the deck, and you're constantly using the plays that you make with Dark Magic Circle to have more options just for some of the cards that you're planning on summoning. And its ability to cycle through the deck and then to banish stuff when it's on the field is very good. So wouldn't recommend it for anyone in here at any less than 3. Now, a new addition to the deck, and one that's going to be pivotal when it switches up to its Dark Sage variant, is 3 copies of Fusion Deployment. It was very tough for me to get these in the past, but when they came out in the starter deck for the Cyber Dragons, or the Cyber Dragon Structure deck, I was so excited because I finally have a playset of these. Of course, I'm looking to pick up like Ultras and Secrets and higher rarity versions for them, but Fusion Deployment just does so much for so many of the decks that I have. By revealing a Fusion monster in your extra deck, You special summon one of the listed materials on that monster from your deck to the field. You can grab Dark Magician, you can grab Dark Magician Girl, but most importantly, guys, as you will soon see, you can use this card to grab a Time Wizard right out of your deck, which is going to be pivotal for our Dark Sage variant coming up very, very soon. So stay tuned for that, guys. Next cards we have in here are 2 Eye of Timaeus. Kind of unsearchable. I'd like this. I'd like to get a third, but you know, depending on whether or not you hard draw this, it's very, very good. This card summons every single card in the extra deck. And the funny thing about it, guys, is you may think like, oh well, you know, you don't really have, you know, you got like lots of different monsters in there. Well, you take a look at every monster in your Dark Magician deck can be summoned with this, and it's the only way that I choose to summon those guys. Super, super fun, interesting, awesome card. Next card we've got in here is Dark Magic Secrets, or Secrets of Dark Magic. I really like this card because it allows it to act as both a ritual and fusion monster, easily searchable, and can be activated during your opponent's turn. It's very, very nice to have a searchable fusion spell in this deck, and this deck was missing one for a very long time, and so it makes me happy that we finally have this to actually run in our strategies. Now for other fusion spells, got a single copy of Yugi's original Polymerization, first ed from the pack, gotta love it. We've got 1 copy of Magicalized Fusion, helps you utilize cards in your graveyard to go for more spell cards. And then we also have some other cards in here as well that can help the deck to kind of evolve in its own way. Dark Magical Curtains helps you grab some Dark Magician monsters. And speaking of grabbing Dark Magicians, we've got the Illusion Magic. This is great to set up a variety of your different plays, search-wise and all of that. Of course, wouldn't be a Dark Magician deck if you didn't have the searchable copy of Dark Magic Attack, and of course, Thousand Knives. I'm still looking for a prismatic rare version of that card. Hopefully find one soon. Of course, we now have only 2 copies of Soul Servant. And I apologize, guys, because this card should not be run in any Dark Magician deck at a number that is less than 3. And I just don't have 3. So this is a 60 card, or supposed to be a 60 card variant, but since I've been gone from the game, this like $2 card has just gone up to like $37 or $38, and I just cannot figure out why. Maybe Dark Magician is going to become popular in the coming months or something, but if any of you guys can tell me why this is so popular, I'd love to know. Of course, one of the best cards you can search bond between teacher and student, and the card you grab with it, the amazing Quick Play Board Wipe Dark Burning Magic. To finish off our spells, we've got 1 copy of Dark Magic Inheritance, an extra search spell. We've got 1 copy of Dedication Through Light and Darkness, Tribute to Dark Magician, special demock from your deckhand or graveyard. And then finally, to finish out our Dark Magician spells, we've got a single copy of Knight's Title, also searchable, also great for Dark Magician Knight. Now moving on to the final 2 spells in the deck, 1 copy of Nice Gold Rare Raigeki and a single copy of Magical Dimension. This is a kind of super casual card, but it's always fun to pull this out on an unsuspecting opponent. Nobody sees it coming, and the effect of destruction and tribute and all of that stuff is quite nice when you can get it off. Moving on to our traps now. Pretty simple lineup. The best card in the deck, 3 Eternal Souls. Protect at all costs. We've got 3 copies of Magician's Navigation. This is going to be cut down in the final build, I think. There are a lot of things that kind of outpace it. And finally, the Magician's Combination. Now, if you're asking why I don't have any of the new stuff, like the new card that searches this in here, the flat out reason is I just really don't like it. I think it just streamlines and bottlenecks the deck way too much. You know, the deck just becomes grab souls when it shouldn't be. You know, this is a deck that you just try and, you know, filter and toolbox through your stuff and get to play some really fun cards. So that's going to do it for the deck. Of course, guys, you know, the deck's up to you. You can add whatever you want in it. Now moving on to our extra deck. First card we've got brand new for this build is 1 copy of Red Eye's Dark Dragoon. Now, I know a lot of people are very, very split on this card, and I'm one of them, to be honest with you. I think it is just way too powerful for the game. It is, completely broken. But I ended up liking this card when it was revealed, primarily because I felt like it could actually make Dark Magician decks and Red Eyes decks playable. But as you guys know, it has been abused ad nauseum in the format, and something needs to be done either to stop it or Verte before we all go crazy. But the reason it's in here is because you don't use Red Eyes Fusion like Verte does to play this card. The way you summon this is through Eye of Timaeus and a Dark Magician, which, honestly, guys, that'd be my preferred way to summon this card, is you will never summon this with Verte's effect. But it's in here just because it is one of the best Dark Magician monsters you can go to. Next, for Dark Magician monsters, we've got Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight, always nice for a great battle phase pop. We've got, speaking of Dark Magician Girl, Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. He's one of my favorites for his ability to stick around. He not only protects your back rows, but he also counts himself as Dark Magician, which means when he comes to he can come to the field using all of the special revival spells and different strategies like that, which is quite nice when you're looking to build a deck like this. Next cards we have, this is supposed to be a, this is supposed to be the other version of this that came out, but nevertheless, it's tough to kind of try and find those cards. We've next got a copy of Dark Cavalry to accompany us. And then we finally have, for our fusion monsters to finish things out, here is one copy of Dark Flare Knight. For those of you guys who don't know, Dark Flare Knight has Dark Magician as a fusion material, which means you can summon him with Eye of Timaeus. And it's so fun to do Dark Flare Knight, crash into something, and when Dark Flare Knight is destroyed by battle, you take no damage and you special summon a Mirage Knight from your deck. And when you pull that off on people, you're going to get a lot of cheers and claps in any environment you're playing in. Last fusion monster we're running in here is one copy of Thousand Dragon. Why is Thousand Dragon in here? Pure and simple, because he lists Time Wizard as a fusion material. Second reason is, why run Time Wizard of Tomorrow when you could run your old Metal Raiders Thousand Dragon? I mean, the answer is obvious and simple. You're going to run the Thousand Dragon every single time. Last XYZs here, we have one copy of Ebon Illusion Magician and one copy of Ebon High Magician. Simple options and stuff like that. I usually don't really go into these guys. I like High Magician, but I understand you pretty much have to summon Illusion Magician every single time over High because he's just better. But High can win you some games and can stall out your opponent in a nice way. The final cards we have in here are one copy of Oro Radon, and finally a single copy of Verte Anaconda. This is just to try and filter some of your advantage out, depending on how you feel about it. And I know that it is a card that has split people, but I purposely did not put a Red Eyes or a Red Eyes Fusion in here because I don't want us going down that route. Verte Anaconda is very much for other fusion spells and other things like that. We don't want to turn this deck into Red Eyes Spam Fusion. So, I was very, very careful to try and not make it that way. Because after all, it's a pretty casual and fun deck. And, I want to encourage this to be fun, not only for you, but for your opponent. And if you summon, a Red Eyes or you summon any of your monsters, it should be something that your opponent should see coming and that should be deserved. And I think, encouraging interaction in this game is great. And that's what we should try to do more of. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. If you did, please remember to give a like, comment, subscribe to the Team Time Riders YouTube channel, and let us know if you want to see more decks. But thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it. Mermail Master, out.